Hello, good morning. So as we go into today's news on November 29th, we have again a lighter day. News are generalistic in nature, so we'll see what there is. So Omicron threat, the Sandra is waking up to it. So in the coming days, read how Sandra is responding to the various of threats that are faced, the procedures, എന്താണ് ഡിസാസ്റ്റർ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് ആക്ട് വരുന്നതും അതിൻ്റെ ഓരോരോ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത് പ്രൊസീജിയേഴ്സ് ഒന്ന് ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച് വെക്കുക. നമുക്ക് മേ ബി ഫിലിംസിലൊക്കെ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കാം. Government Parliament session is starting, so PM skipped all party meeting. What is all party meeting? Just ഒന്ന് അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുക. MSP law position is demanding that, but then that's it. Not much of news is. So norovirus is again in news. We had seen that 1 month before something. Now you can read what is norovirus. But mostly you will be able to pick out what is important now. So I will be just going through. Now you will be real quick. Adoption agency right to CARA. So CARA is the agency that is Central Adoption Resource Authority. So in this case, read a couple of things about adoption. Not much, maybe 5 or 6 points. That's it. And read about the authority that is there. What's the procedure? Not a big important topic. But then we cannot just. I don't want you to just skip over it. Read a couple of sentences and just understand the process. Scale up supplies in the context of Omicron. So how the naming is done, that you can get from here. Read that. Then about antibodies, couple of lines, and then the vaccine divide between Africa and rest of the continents, that also need to be studied, because scientists are always saying if the world is not vaccinated fully, if any part is left behind, it will affect the entire world. So you can say it's a globalized world. It's another example, not a good example, but not an example that we wish for, but an example nevertheless. What we can always cite this globalized item region. If one region is left behind, one region is facing issues, eventually it's going to affect entire world. അതിപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ടെററിസ്റ്റിൻ്റെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെയാണ് നമുക്കറിയാം. അഫ്ഗാനിസ്ഥാനിൽ ഒരു ഇൻസ്റ്റബിലിറ്റി വരുമ്പോഴോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതുപോലെ ഓരോ രാജ്യങ്ങളിൽ ഇൻസ്റ്റബിലിറ്റി, നൈജീരിയയിലൊക്കെ ഇൻസ്റ്റബിലിറ്റി വരുമ്പോൾ ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഇമ്പാക്ട് അറൗണ്ട് ദ വേൾഡ്, ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഇസ് ബെസ്റ്റ് എക്സാമ്പിൾ. Africa should have been helped in immunizing itself, but that never happened. What Omicron variant means for India, read quickly. No need to study everything, but just go through what are they saying, right? This is a transient article because after 2 weeks this will become redundant, but nevertheless we can just go through it. Need a new climate of cooperation, yes, what can the states do about it. So a couple of points are given, please go through that. Pursuing green energy, how India's situation, national electricity production is just 22%. India is going for certain partnership, that is ISA. However, there are two issues as far as India is concerned: consumption of the largest population base and lack of inadequate availability of renewables. That's an issue India is facing. India cannot move to nuclear so easily as China or USA is doing, right? So various steps that we mentioned, the need for funding, etc. So go through that. How to win over Kashmiri youth. This picture, although I don't think it does give a lot of how to, but it gives us the history of militancy in Jammu and Kashmir, JNK, how Pakistan led activities destabilized or rather militarized the Kashmir problem. So it gives a good picture of that. So in that perspective, it helps you to understand how things have unfolded in Afghanistan. So please read that. It's a good read. Smartphone access and the divide of access is given. Quick look. Cooperative model best suited for India. So inclusive development. So read a couple of points on cooperative model. What constitutional provisions, why important, limitations of cooperative model, best practices like Amul is the best practice as far as cooperatives in India are concerned. Or you can also mention the sugar cooperatives of Maharashtra. That's also a good example. Inclusive development, how it brings about inclusive development, that also need to be seen. Inclusive development is a good topic. Every year, every other year, you will get a question from inclusive development in GS3. It gives a number about the disruptions in Rajya Sabha. It's a good one to note. Parliamentary issues. And that would be nice. Indo-Bangladesh deepen ties as partners. So Indo-Bangladesh, just read through. Couple of points are there. You can put value, add an extra point to your note that you already have made on India-Bangladesh relationship. So if you haven't made a note on India-Bangladesh, make sure to do that. Right. Then important news is petering down. This is just economics and more than economics, business. So which is not much required for India. Understanding the new variant of virus. Again, quick read. What is Omicron variant industry? Vaccine breakthrough on how many countries are reported is not a big deal. That can cut down. Can be prepared for India variant. Just read that, but nothing much. Gerrymandering. Gerrymandering in US is not much of an important for India. Gerrymandering in India, it's a small issue in polity, elections. A small one. Just read that. It could be a one additional point, 1+ point for election related issues in India. So what is gerrymandering? Please look into it. What is cloud computing? So prelims. Okay. Evolution of cloud computing you can read, and recent trends you can read. Not read it lightly. No need to like everything about cloud, because it's more science. So if you are having trouble with reading entirely science things, you can just go through it in a real quick way. Understand the basic things. Alright, so that's it for today. We'll try to bring down the timing from now. As you guys learn how to read newspaper, there is no need for spoon feeding. So we'll adapt to the new situation. Alright, have a good day.